thank you guys for coming and inviting me along to talk about LGBTQ History Month and kind of what Kooth is doing around that. So just a little bit of background on Kooth. So Kooth is a free online service offering mental and emotional support for children and young people. We are commissioned in, I believe, almost all of the London boroughs except for two of them. And so in like BDHR and Enfield, we're commissioned 11 to 19. And so kind of what Kooth is an anonymous place where like young people can feel comfortable just being themselves. One of our things is that because we're anonymous, it kind of gets us hard to reach young people, maybe who are not comfortable seeking support and are just not comfortable people knowing who they are. And so everything on Kooth is pre-moderated by our team. So when a young person wants to participate in a live discussion that we're having, because we have live forums a couple times a month, or if they want to comment on someone's creative writing piece that they share or something like that, everything is pre-moderated. So there's no risk of like any kind of discriminatory behavior. So Kooth is definitely a place where we enable young people to just kind of speak their mind about what's going on. And so when a young person signs up to Kooth, so the sign up process takes roughly 2 minutes and it's really, really quick. So Kooth has 4 gender options for sign up, and this was informed by young people. So when we were going over this, we had young people feedback about the service and these are the ones that they had voted for. And so these are the ones that we have when you sign up. And so Kooth is an anonymous place where you can feel safe and comfortable being yourself, because we do understand that not all young people have the luxury of being able to come out to their family or being their true selves with their family and friends. So we like to say that Kooth is a safe platform for them to do so, and they can just be the most authentic version of themselves. When a young person comes to our chat or they come to speak to a counselor, we do ask them to specify which pronouns they use, just so we can make sure that we're not mislabeling anyone. So one of the things that we have at Kooth is Kooth Magazine. And so we like to say that we're not just like a mental health platform, so young people can also write about any of their own experiences, as well as members of our team writing about it. So Kooth publishes stories from young people in their creative writing pieces. So Kooth has over 100 different creative writing pieces and short stories from LGBTQ youth in the community, which is really exciting. And so this is just kind of like a screenshot of what a young person can find on the website. There's a whole LGBTQ tab, and a young person can either write a short story, they can express advice on how their story went, or they can write like a creative writing piece or poem. And so Kooth, we like to say that we're a diverse community where intersectionality is at our core. So we have lots of overlap. We have lots of like different life forms. An example of this was like during Black History Month, we had how LGBTQ people experience being part of the Black community and kind of what that means for them. And so we do just really like to cover all bases, because we realize that you can't just box someone into one kind of category, that we all are very diverse and we fit into a lot of different little niche areas. So we say on Kooth, that is kind of where you can find it. So another thing that Kooth has is Kooth forums. And so Kooth's live forums are aimed at connecting other young people with each other. So we have, I think, over 800,000 young people on Kooth at the moment. And so every month we have 4 to 5 different live forums that young people can participate in. And as I said, everything is pre-moderated. So on those live forum days, we have a lot of members of our team online, making sure that we can moderate the comments super quickly so they can go up. So some of these ones this month are about LGBTQ history. We have a lot of different topics during Pride. I think we're also talking about mindfulness, and we actually were talking about the Zoom fatigue. I think that one's next week on Kooth. And so if a young person also misses a live discussion, they can also browse the discussion board and see what topics were talked about the live discussion, or if they feel like there was something they wanted to ask that they don't think there was a discussion on, they can just post it and other young people can respond to it. And this just gives young people an opportunity to give support to others through tough situations that they may be in. So these is just a couple of screenshots of some of the Kooth forums in the recent months. And we have new ones coming out. This is like I think our 4th year of doing LGBTQ history at Kooth. And that is where we have forums about live figures. So a personal favorite is the one on Harvey Milk, who was the first gay senator of San Francisco. And so there's going to be a whole forum about him and just other people who kind of really paved the way as far as history goes in the LGBTQ community. In addition, to Kooth Media besides the magazine. We also have Kooth Snap Pods. So we've just launched our podcasts on Kooth, and those can be found on Apple Music or Spotify. And we have lots of different topics. So we've got mindfulness. There was one. There was about how to deal with mental disorders during lockdown. And we're releasing some new ones this month for LGBTQ History Month, just to kind of give an overview of how that kind of started, who were the founders of kind of this movement. And then, as I said, we have Kooth Magazine, who's releasing articles about historical LGBTQ figures, as well as some other topics. We have Kooth Forums. So this month's forum, one of this month's forum is going to be LGBTQ across culture. So this is where we're going to signpost young people to experience how maybe LGBTQ is viewed in their culture, which might differ from some of ours, just to kind of get like a worldly view on that. And then also we encourage young people to reach out to us on social media to help keep up to date on our live forums and our campaigns. So one of the key features of Kooth, as I said, it was a emotional mental health support platform. And so a young person can come on to Kooth. As I said, it's completely free and safe, and they can chat to a member of our team about anything that might be bothering them. We are available 365 days a year, so that is on Christmas. And so we are just available on all of the days. And that's typically 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. On weekdays and 4 to 10 p.m. on weekends. And we do close at 10, but they can also send us a message if they do feel like they need extra support, and a member of the team will check it. And they will also be signposted to, other services when we are not online to answer. One of the greatest things about Kooth, I think, is that we work really well with other kind of local support groups in the area. So when a young person comes on and they do sign ups, like let's say they're signing up in Havering, or Barking and Dagenham, we could say, okay, well, they're coming on to discuss this, and they might need some support somewhere else, some face-to-face support, so we could signpost them to like local youth groups. And so that's kind of what we do as IMP workers, is kind of network with all these youth groups so we can signpost young people that come onto the site, because we do realize that it's best for young people to have just kind of like both face-to-face as well as online support for whenever they may need it. And so this is on to Kooth campaigns. So for Pride Month, which we did a Pride Month campaign, and this runs live forums for young people to relate to discuss topics. And we also have resources for Pride Month, which we do every year. LGBTQ History Month, as I was saying, we're doing articles and other resources for young people, which are going to focus on important historical figures in the community. National Coming Out Day was another campaign that we did that related to LGBTQ youth. And that is where we shared resources about how to come out, as well as holding live forums on National Coming Out Day, and to kind of just get an overall experience about how young people have experienced their coming out, and encouraging them to share their coming out stories.